Welcome guys to the new episode of e-commerce app. In this episode we are going to design the addresses portion. Okay, so what we are going to do is when the user will click on this, we will fetch all the addresses from the collection which user has added, and also we will add the functionality of edit, update and delete. Okay, and also the add address functionality. So let's begin with creating the addresses screen. So right click here, add page, and we will display the list here. Okay, so for the list, to display the addresses, we will select one screen from here. Okay, so we will select this list and I will give it name as user addresses. Okay, user addresses, create page. Okay, so we have the addresses now here you can change it addresses. Okay, here we will remove this and we have to fetch the data from backend now. Okay, so for that we need to create one collection of addresses, right? So let's go to connect tab here. Here you will need to create the addresses collection. Okay, and in that you need to add these fields: street as string, city as string, state as string, zip as string, user id, building block number, house or floor number, building name, address type and address id. So all these you can see the fields and data types here. You need to create this addresses collection. Okay, so once this addresses collection is created, then we will move forward to the page selector, and now we have to fetch the addresses from backend. So here, first of all, remove this. We will design the block properly. We don't need this, so we will remove this. Okay. Okay. So what we will do is now select this list container. Go to widget tree. Okay. Select this list container, and here we have to fetch the data from backend now. Okay, so select this column here, and here you will be able to see the backend query in the right side, and add the query, and the query collection will be this addresses and all the addresses, but only the addresses of specific user. Okay, so we have to match the user id, fetch all the documents. Okay, list of document from addresses where user id is equal to the authenticated user id. Okay, so only the user who has logged in, only the addresses of that user will be displayed here, right? Confirm this and generate. So this will generate the list for us. Now we are good to apply the fields. Now for this, select the text span 1, and in this we have to display the building or block number. Okay, so that will be displayed here. Confirm this, and then once that is done, we will display. Now if you want to show the apartment name first, then you can select the apartment name, but generally building or block number, and then the floor number will be displayed, and we will add the text span, and in that we will select the apartment name. Okay, like building name. Okay, so now this is going outside the block. We will manage that, and below that you can show the state, city, anything you want. So I will show the street. Okay, here. Just once we have selected that, we have to display the main address and street. So let's select this, replace widget, rich text. Okay, so here what we will do is we will display the street. You can display it in any format you want. Okay, so I will display the street and the building name. Okay, so that will be my main key. Now here, okay, now we will select the second column here, and inside this column we have to add two buttons. So for that we will use the row. Okay, now inside this row we will add one button. Okay, which will be edit button, and again we will add one more button which will be delete button. Okay, this part is creating issue, so we will fix that, but before that we will fix this one. Okay, so here for the button, instead of this text we will add one icon here. Okay, so we will add one icon and I will name it as edit. Okay, so we will use this edit, and for delete you can remove the text. You can remove the text and add the icon delete. Okay, so select any icon you need, and color, for the color we will select the reddish color to delete. Okay, and for edit we will select this color. Okay, now you can change the font size and everything. Like for example, if I want to change the size of this icon, I will change it from here. Select the icon and you can change it from here. Okay, and similarly for this button as well, we will change the icon size to 20, and we need to add the padding. So instead this, select this button here and you can add the padding with 10. Okay, so this way you will be able to get the finishing here. Now to display the block number here, we will remove this for now and see it in action, like how the data is coming. Like we will show the street and building name, and then we will see whether the data is going outside the screen or not. Okay, I will remove this app bar. It was taking much space here. Now below this we will add one button here. So select this addresses, and inside this column we will add one button. Okay, which will allow us to add the new addresses. So text on the right side you can add new addresses. Okay, and you can bring it here and adjust the width of this button, apply the padding from left and right side, and from bottom as well, from top as well. Okay, so on the click of this we have to create one document of addresses. So for that we need to create one more page to add the new addresses, right? So what we will do is go to the page selector and add page content, and we will use this task theme and add new addresses screen. Add new address screen, we will say. Okay, create page, and here we will say add new address. Okay, so here remove this. Now for the task here, label text will be the apartment name, or we can say the building name. Okay, so you can add as many fields you want, but the basic which we need, I will add that, like building name I want. Okay, and we will remove this and duplicate everything. Okay, building name, go to widget tree, select this building name and right click this and duplicate this. Okay, duplicate this one more time, duplicate this, duplicate this. Now for after building name, I want the house number or block number. So here I will add house number or block number. Okay. Then we want the street, nearest street. Okay, street. And then we want city. And you can add as many fields, like if you want state as well, you can add the state. And also we want to add the zip code, pin code, so we will add that. Right click here, duplicate this. Okay, now for this we will add the state, and here for city we will add the zip code. Okay, and here you can add the tags like address type. Okay, we will give it name as address type. And let's add the option in this choco chips. Okay, this will allow us to select the multiple this will allow us to select the optional items. Okay, so for the first item we will say work, whether the address type is of work, or then we will say it is an office. This is instead of work we will say home, office, and other. Okay, and if you want to remove the other, you can remove it like this. And we don't want this text field, so we will remove it. Okay, so our fields are now ready here. Now on get started we have to add the action. Let's add the action. Okay, open the action flow. Okay, here we will create one document. Create the document. We want to add it in addresses. Add field, street. For street we will select the variable from widget state. Okay, widget state, we will select the street. Then we will add one more field, which is our city. That will be selected from variable city. Widget state, that will be from city. State, from variable state. Okay, you can match the fields. Zip code, you can add the zip code. Widget state, and you can select the zip code. User ID, this is important because otherwise the user will be able to see the address of every other user as well. So this is important. For the block number we will select from variable and widget state the block number, house number or block number. Okay, and then we have the house number or floor number. Building name, for building name we want widget state building name. Okay, so we are not taking the house number or floor number, that's why I'm removing this. We want building name, house number or floor number. Address type, yes, we will select this, and we will get that from choco chips. So choice chips, not choco chips. Address ID, for address ID we will generate the random string. Okay, so here we will add the address ID, random data. Okay, random data, random string, and digits and uppercase. Okay, we are done now. You have to remove this additional which we don't want. Once that is done, you can show the snack bar to user that address is added successfully. Address is added successfully. Okay, and we have to navigate back the user to settings screen. Okay, navigate back we will add. Okay, So in this way you will be able to add the new address into your document. So let's run this and see it in action. Okay guys, so let's see the demo. Go to settings screen. In addresses, as you can see, the address is now coming properly. So here we have added the street name, city and state, and here we have added the block number and building name. Now on the click of this new address, let's add one more address. For example, let's add the okay let's add block number, street, okay, let me add the street. Okay, I'm just adding the random data for now. This okay. Now as you can see, the data is added, and here at the bottom we have seen the snack bar is also coming. Okay, now let's see the data here. So as you can see, the data is coming, but the address ID is not coming here. Now let's fix the bugs. But before that, let me tell you one flow. For example, when user is coming to this screen, all the addresses are coming here, right? Now when the user click on this button, add new address, then what will happen? We are opening a new screen where a new address will be added. Okay, all the details will be fresh. A new address will be added. Now when we click this button, okay, this edit button, we have to fetch the already added data which is present into the database into this page. Okay, so here the new data will not be there, the already existing data will be displayed here. Okay, so we have to update that feature. For that we need to pass the address ID here as well, but here the address ID will be blank. Okay, so we have to manage that functionality into this add and update feature. Okay, come to address screen, go to widget tree. Okay, here at the top you will see the page parameter, and here we will add the address ID, with the help of which we will be able to detect what is if the data is already present or not. Okay, so confirm this, and address ID is now present. Now click here, and on the open the action flow editor, we will query one collection. Okay, we will query a collection, or rather I will say we will add one conditional action. Okay, and the condition will be if address ID is already set, which we have passed. Okay, if the address ID is already set and is not empty, then we will query one collection. So we will query the collection, and which collection? Addresses collection, and we will fetch single document, and also we will apply one filter. We have to fetch the current address where address ID will match. Okay, so we will fetch that current address, and we have passed the parameter address ID. Now what is happening here is when the user will come to this screen, we are checking that whether the address ID is already present or not. If address ID is already present, then we will query a collection that whatever address ID is matching, fetch that data from the addresses document. Okay, otherwise don't do anything. Okay, now on the click of this, previously what we were doing, we were just creating the document, fresh new document, and showing the snack bar that address is added successfully and navigating back. Now what we will do is we will add one condition, okay, and shift it upwards like this. Now here we will apply a check if address ID is set and is not empty. Okay, then if the address ID is set and not empty, then we will update it, otherwise we will create a new document. So we will cut the action chain and paste it here. Okay, if the address ID is not set and empty, then we will create a document, otherwise we will update the document. Okay, so Here building and block number is not set, so let me check. Okay, that is unknown, so we will update it. Okay, we will go to widget state, number and block number. Okay, here you are seeing the add new address parameter is not passed, so here we need to pass the parameter now address id, and that will be empty for add new address. Okay, and for this to add the action flow, navigate to add new screen, and here also we have to pass the address. So what will be the address? Address will be the address id. Okay, so this is how you can get this action. And for delete action, we will apply a flow, and here you can search for the action delete document, and document will be address document and the reference of that. Okay, so this will delete the document, and after doing that we will apply a snack bar that address is deleted successfully. Okay, and then we will navigate back. So this will be the action flow of delete document. Okay, so now only the edit part is left. Delete and add new address is done, and fetching of addresses is also done. And here we will make it left align so that alignment will come properly. Okay, so into the backend we have two databases. So what we will do is, let's delete everything. Okay, to test it fresh new, we will delete each and every document from the addresses so that our fresh data will come here along with address id. And also the address id was not coming, so we need to check that. Also the address id was not coming, so let me check that. Inside create document address id, we were generating the random string. Okay, we haven't set the minimum length, so what we will do is minimum length should be 16 and maximum length should be 19. Okay, so the address will come properly. And also one more thing, we need to check the building and block number. Okay, that is coming. Now let's run this in run mode and test it. If the build is not working in test mode, then you should focus on running it run mode. Okay, so let's go to settings screen, come to addresses screen, add new address. Okay, let me add one address here, like apartment. Okay, house number, let's give it, instead of this name I will prefer this. Okay, okay, city, office. Okay, this is just random data to test the thing. So as you can see, the data is coming now properly and everything is working fine, like block number and building name, street, city and state, everything is coming now properly. If we delete the address will also be deleted. So let's test that. Address is deleted successfully, and to test it we need to add one more time. Let's add it again. Apartment, whose number, let's give it this. Streets, city, address type, add an update. Okay, so add new address, delete functionality and fetching new address is done in this episode. In the next episode we will focus on edit functionality. For now, your today's task is to execute this functionality, and in the next episode we will focus on edit. Okay, so that you will not get confused with the stuff. Okay, so that will be the stuff in the next episode. So okay guys, so I hope you enjoyed the tutorial. Okay guys, so that's it for today. Thank you for watching. See you in the next episode.